just don't really like my family right now. I don't like my uncle. He talks to himself and like stomps and is very loud, and I'm autistic, so it kind of triggers me. And I kind of feel like I know that I have like an apartment and I have like my new car and I have this new career and like this whole new life. So like being in this moment, I should be like totally calm and chill with it. But I just feel this anger where I just want to like stuff his face into a pillow or something. Or just like kick him out. Just to kick him out of the house so I don't have to deal with his presence. And like a part of me is like a humanitarian and like an earth angel. So I know like you shouldn't feel that way about a person, but that's just me being honest. That's what I would like to happen right now, is for him to go away and stay away. So yeah, that's the truth. But other than that, just me kind of knowing like, you know, everything's just working out behind the scenes right now and everything's gonna like pan out at the right time. So there's no reason for me to really be like, you know, stressed about anything. I have been single and alone for about a month now, which for me is a really long time because I'm not really the type of girl to be single. And of course, like when I'm saying that, it's not, I don't have to explain it where it's coming from because I know where it's coming from. Anyway, me being single has taught me a lot of things. Me waking up alone has taught me a lot of things. I mean, I usually was the girl that would wake up alone. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was definitely a promiscuous girl. But that was after a lot of sexual assault and abuse and manipulation and stuff like that. So I just thought like that's just how it was. Like, of course I'm waking up alone, like duh. But in the last like, I guess, year, I met a guy who like changed my life for better and for worse. And now that I've been kind of healing from that, it has put a lot of things into perspective for me and kind of helped me to come more into who I really am and who I really am not. And, you know, I've documented it so far on this channel, but now that I'm really like sitting with myself in silence and really like processing how I feel, it's been really a gift, honestly. And I'm gonna talk until he comes back in the house. This is why I haven't been recording, is because I don't want anybody to know like what my business is. And that's another thing that's kind of been like weighing on my heart and my mind recently, is kind of people kind of like okay, for instance, one of my other uncles who lives here at the age of 45 plus had the nerve to tell me that I'm nothing and that I'm doing nothing. It was previously before that we went to a bar and he got drunk and came home and told me that I was nothing without my beauty. And I find that just so funny. You know, it rings in my head now and it's kind of been looming over me, where I wake up and I feel like, oh, you know, here's that thought again of what he said, just replaying in my fucking mind of like, I'm nothing and I don't do anything. And it's like, just because I work in silence doesn't mean that it's not happening. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean that it's not coming to me or for me. And, you know, I see how that kind of pollutes my faith sometimes, where I kind of believe it, and I really do sometimes believe that I'm not doing anything. And it's like, I know what I do. I know how far I've come and what I've been doing before he even moved into the garage. And it's like, why not honor that? You know, I have the books and binders, the research to prove it. I have the channels made, the pens made. I have the art supplies. Yes, I do go through periods of depression where I find it hard to get out of bed. And, you know, I'm being super honest right now. I have cups of my own piss and, you know, by my bedside. And I can admit that because I really want this to be a super candor documentation of my journey. And, you know, I can journal. I've been writing a lot more recently. This is just within the past, like, what was the first one? February 8th, and then the 3rd of today. So this past, like, month, I've been reflecting a lot more and kind of, like, addressing the stuff that I didn't really want to address, you know, not always writing it, but also writing it and becoming more clear and concise with what I want to say and how I feel. Like today, I was writing. When I don't talk or write, I get uptight. I start to expand a negative vibe, and that's something I don't like. I've had so much I wanted to say, but I didn't speak. I lay in bed and I wake up sick, throat chakra. But hey, at least my hair is blue and my nails are too. I saw Lady Bird today. I saw the number 111 underneath it. And I can say that I'm sick of him and his slow ass, my uncle. I don't like that that's how I feel, but it's current and it's honest. The talking, screaming, yelling, stomping, and jumping. My autism isn't colliding well with that. Yeah, honestly, like, I know that me being a humanitarian and like having this huge purpose is stressing me the fuck out. And I saw a video that my team put on my page, on my path, literally yesterday, about how fearing my own success and what that really means. And because I am very powerful and smart and rare and beautiful and stuff like that, like, I was bullied a lot as a child, not only by other children, but also by family and adults and teachers even. And that kind of instilled, I didn't realize it, but it kind of did like have a larger effect on me than I thought it did. And I began to dim my light even more and more as I got older, and kind of like not be the badass bitch that I am. And I don't want to say losing faith in humanity, but I'm definitely losing faith in, like, no, I'm not going to say I'm losing faith. No. I'm going to say that that power that I had in me, of just me being so radiant and like lovely and just delicious and just pure and just magical, and not really even being aware of it, which made it even more magical. And then now, like, I feel like the fact that people are aware of my light now, and then like this coming back now on top of the light that's already been here, and then me being aware of it, and then me seeing them be aware of it, and then them not being able to handle it, and then me seeing them not be able to handle it, and then the way that they react to me because they can't handle it, and then the way that my light makes them feel about themselves and how they treat me as a result of that, that is what's kind of like really like, it's making me want to just crawl in bed under the covers and die. And I'm not gonna lie about it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, because I know that I see things for what it is, and I see right through people, and I see how people don't like when I look at them, because they know that I see them and I really know what's going on, and that I'm very smart and aware. And I think that when I'm beautiful, like the belladonna of sadness, once again, like, I am literally the belladonna. I'm that very like I'm Maleficent, I'm the main character in like all these movies that y'all keep showing me. And I see that, like, and that's why I just heard Ultraviolet. Exactly, like, they put that movie on my path as well, like, really showing me who I am and who I'm meant to be in this life. And I see that, like, that's a lot of power. And I don't want people, I know that I would use the power for good, but I don't want people to be scared of me. I'm tired of people being scared of me. I'm tired of people, like, looking away in fear. And it's like, I just want people to like me. I don't want people to be scared of me. I want people to enjoy my presence and to see me as a blessing, and not as like somebody that's like gonna like, because I've been there. Like, I've lived, like, I've been the maiden and the whore. Like, I've been the thief and the employee of the store. Like, I've lived in both. Like, I've been there, you know? So there's really no judgment. And I'm like wise enough to know that judging another person is really just me judging myself, because I am everybody. And like, I think being like somebody that has this type of like presence and like guidance from God in the spiritual realm, and like this very high rank, that I have like this very bright aura and this very like heavy amount of influence. And I see how my influence affects people around me, and just my presence in like public spaces, it can just be a lot for me, especially realizing that I am autistic, and I'm becoming more and more sensitive and self-aware and just like conscious. And it's like, you know, and I'm at a point in my life where I'm single and I don't have any friends, and I barely see my mom, and I barely see my brother, and I'm in this like space with this insecure man who is like jealous of me and is watching everything that I do and had the nerve to tell me that I'm nothing and that I'll never be nothing and that I'm doing nothing. And it's like, I know he said that with the intention to hurt me. And I even had an ex, the same ex I was talking about, that told me that I'm not important and that I'm not doing nothing. And like, I think like, I know that I'm strong, but I feel like people are trying to tear me down, like to see just how much I can take. And it's like, just because I'm strong doesn't mean you should try to tear me down and try to hurt me, try to push me. You know? I don't think that's fair. So, I'm glad I clicked record and I just talked, because if I would have wrote all this down, I probably would have started crying, or I would have just given up, because I feel like writing is a little bit harder than just speaking for me. So, yeah, I definitely need to eat better, because the acne is probably prevalent. And so I feel like every day I'm waking up with like, or every night I go to sleep, I'm like, oh, you didn't do enough. You know? And it's like, when will I ever do enough? It's like, you just have to do enough for you. You can't do enough for them. And you don't have to prove anything to them. You don't have to show them that you're doing anything. In fact, you should keep it as private as possible. Let them think that you're doing absolutely nothing. And be doing the most. Be doing the most that you can in your way, on your time. Because you know that you know what you have to do, you know what you didn't do, you know what you want to do, you know? This is your life, this is your path. And the fact that they tried to do things to hurt you just shows you who's not welcome. You already know what's ahead of you, you already know what's yours. So like, you don't need to prove shit to these people. You don't. You don't need to make it make sense to them. You make it make sense to you. Because you're who you wake up with and go to sleep every night. It's you, it's not them. Okay? So, yeah. I'm gonna pour out the piss cups, I swear. I always do. I haven't watched porn this month. It's the 3rd day in, but you know. Yeah. I'm kinda tired. I wanna just lay in bed and go to sleep, but it's only like 1 p.m. And I have a desire to wake up and go to sleep around the same time as society does, instead of like waking up at 1 p.m. and going to sleep at like 6 a.m. So I'm gonna push through and stay awake.